Welcome to the Health Matters conversation. Just Be Resto Cafe completes 3 years on June 3rd, 2020. And it would not be an exaggeration to say that Just Be wouldn't exist if Nidhi Nahata hadn't sought a natural path to good health and consequently stumbled upon a 21-day health retreat conducted by Sharan, an organization founded by Dr. Nandita Shah. Sharan is on a mission to build a culture of health. Later, after Nidhi's journey, it is only fitting that we get Dr. Nandita Shah to talk to us on our third series about plant-based health, immunity, COVID-19, and entrepreneurship in the vegan world. About Dr. Shah, although she doesn't need any introduction, let me give you a brief description of her work. Dr. Nandita Shah is the recipient of the prestigious Nari Shakti Award 2016, the highest award for women for her pioneering work field of health and nutrition from the President of India, the Honorable Pranab Mukherjee. She is also the author of the best-selling book, Reversing Diabetes in 21 Days. She is the founder, director, and a trustee of Sharan, an organization started by her in 2005 with the vision of helping people connect to animals and nature in order to heal themselves and the planet. Dr. Shah first became vegan because of ethical issues. She says, I became a doctor to reduce suffering, and when I became aware of the tremendous suffering inflicted on fellow creatures used for food, I had to make the connection. She has empowered many to take charge of their health, inspired many others, including Nidhi Nahata of Just Be, to make a difference to the world by meaningful entrepreneurial and non-profit initiatives. Over to Nidhi to start the conversation with Dr. Nandita Shah.
I'm very, very grateful, Dr. Nandita, for all what you are doing for all of us and for the animals and the health of people who are so ignorant. Thank you for introducing me to this lifestyle which I would have never known if I would have not come to that retreat for 21 days. Firstly, I feel very fortunate that I got cholesterol. Because I got cholesterol and I didn't want to be on medications, I did some search and we found out about Sharan retreat of the 21 days. And without knowing much what happens, I knew that we reverse diseases over there. I actually just enrolled, and I think that was one of the best decisions which I made in my life, Dr. Nandita. I'm very, very grateful to you for that. And I also came over there to lower my cholesterol. And you said, just for cholesterol, you want to come? I remember that conversation on the phone. And Nidhi, that you can do with our little workshops and things. And I said, no, I'm coming. And, the way we last minute cancellation of the other people, participants, and me getting in there. So I think I really got rid of a lot of things over there, and Just Be is here because of that. That this path is such that people, when they got into this, they're unstoppable, and I feel like that too. So I want to thank you, and thank you for, Just Be turning 3 years, and we needed your blessings and your wishes. So here we start the conversation.
Because it's not worth getting into a long story, but anyway, I was always interested in health, and I also grew up eating what I thought was very healthy, and it took me a while to understand the cruelty in the dairy industry. Actually, that's why I changed, because I couldn't even think about the cruelty in the dairy. He's taking a calf away from its mother and selling her milk, and it's going on rampantly. And so I didn't want to be a part of it, and I was already vegetarian, so I just cut out the crap. And it was only after I realized huge health implications of a plant-based diet. And now I can tell you that vegetarians and non-vegetarians get the same disease. But That's only because milk and meat have the same properties, high protein, high fat, and no fiber. And that if we eat food which is natural to our species, which is instinctively attractive, like for example, if you go or not, you see fruits and vegetables, you feel like picking them and eating them. But if you see a chicken walk by, or a goat or a cow, our mouth does. And honestly, it's the same for me, because when every baby loves their mother's milk, but when they're first given cow, and that's only because in nature every mammal produces milk only for their young, and we are not cows, and no drinks animals' milk. That means pigs don't drink goat's milk, and monkeys don't drink elephant's milk. And so our body is designed to heal. Our body is a self-healing mechanism, and I like vegetarians require milk for protein or calcium, but as soon as I changed, I started seeing in medical journals talking about how we really don't need any of these things, and I started seeing the huge difference in family and my faith, and that's all I wanted to spread through Sharan. And this is only because, like, animals in nature know how to be well, and we don't. But we all the time, and that's all I want to spread. Now, Nidhi, you were talking about coming to the 21-day. I remember when Nidhi came back from the 21-day retreat, she just couldn't sit tight. She called me and she said, I'm doing for everyone in the colony, and everyone was enjoying them. And that was the beginning. I knew that she just needed to finish everybody. Right, Nidhi?
Absolutely. I remember that conversation, and you guided me. I started giving talks, doing cooking classes. I didn't know how all of that happened. And that 21 days brought such a big shift in connecting with my own body, connecting with food, with my own instincts, and also connecting with, looking at food in such a different way. I never looked at food. Coming from a Jain family, Nandita, we thought ahimsa, and there were so many things which we learned, and we really thought that we are, a notch above because we don't consume meat. But the introduction to milk, it was very interesting. The first day in the morning, I felt I'm in a wrong place because you said no milk. I thought, I don't know whether, what is it? By evening, I think that was the first day where I just turned, after that one documentary and the whole day's session, which was aligned so well one after the other, I felt I am vegan for life. Then soon after followed with whole food plant-based in the journey of learning how to cook and the alternatives. I think the 21-day program is so well designed, Nandita, that it's effortlessly we all transform. And there's no other way which I feel most of us want to either you can.
I mean, so many people have emerged from the 21-day program. So many people have emerged from the 20. There they see that everyone gets results. And, sometimes like right now with the pandemic, and people are even afraid to go to doctors or naturally get their blood tests done. But imagine if you can cook, which you anyway need to do, and get well. Why not, right? And so I really want to thank Just Be for creating where people can go and eat out and enjoy themselves and eat healthy and not let their health suffer. So thank you, Nidhi, for that.
In 21 days, Nandita, what we witnessed is, maybe I just came with a little bit of cholesterol, and I got rid of migraine. I got rid of my very severe skin allergy. I remember the conversation. You said, Nidhi, drop your medicines. I said, no, I can't look in the mirror after. Okay. So, and I saw people's in 3 days sugar levels going lower, BP going lower, and there was we were all so happy onto this diet, and I still feel that happiness. It's very nostalgic when I'm talking about the 21 days when I came in June. I'm just going there, that outdoor walks, and it was beautifully designed. But the result what I witnessed has really stayed with me. And after I came back, my family's improvement and acidity, small ailments like which had become a part of our life, acidity, migraines, asthma. My son saying that, Mom, I can breathe differently now. I think that was which really made me open. That's what really inspired me, because he says, Mom, if I want to go out, where do I go out? And I said, okay, fine, let's do something about it. Yeah.
I'm glad that you've been able to spread this message to so many people. Because one thing I saw, and I really feel that now Sharan has so many facilitators, like maybe around 50, but we saw that everyone has something very special. And I think what Nidhi has very special is her ability to connect with hospitality. Like, she's always wanting to serve good food and share with people, and so it's something that you can do really nicely to just.
Thank you, and I really need these wishes from you to grow and spread this message to whatever capacity I can.
Fabulous. You're able to start Just Be again soon, and at least the takeaways, and lots of people can benefit.
Soon, I look forward to that too.
So, Dr. Nandita, this is for you. You have devoted your life to help thousands of people lead a healthy life and prevent and reverse their ailments. Do you use commonalities in their lifestyle which cause the diseases to manifest in the first place?
Yeah, well, the main cause of disease, there are several causes of disease, and one of them is stress, but another one is putting the wrong fuel in our.
So, Dr. Nandita, what you're suggesting is a lot of diseases, if not all, are attributable to the lifestyle the people are leading, and a major part of that is food. Is that right? That's what you meant to say.
True. Food is a thing that people are unaware of. Let's say everyone knows that exercise is good. Everyone knows that stress contributes. Actually, wrong food contributes to stress anyway, and stress contributes to disease. So putting food right makes a huge difference in many things, but obviously you have to sleep at the right time, and plenty of water and fresh air. And luckily during the pandemic, many people in cities got some fresh air and got better, So there are various things, but of course, one of the things we don't recognize is food. Like, even mothers think they're giving their kids healthy food, and they often think they're doing their kids a favor by running around them with a glass of milk, So that's the thing we are unaware of.
Right. And I must say, Sharan, and to a small extent, Jaspreet, we're doing a great job in taking the message forward. For coming to COVID-19, the mortality way higher in people with pre-existing conditions like diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, asthma, and other respiratory problems. What role does nutrition and immunity play in battling COVID-19 and other such infections?
Well, honestly, there is no other cure. I mean, the only way to overcome COVID-19 or make sure that you don't succumb to it or end up with problems is to take charge of your health, right? So we all need to take charge of our health, and diabetes and hypertension and all these things are reversible. So why should we be prone to something that will kill us if we can reverse these diseases and not be prone to it anymore? And not even that, it's not just COVID-19, but today pharmaceutical drugs are available, but there could be another pandemic, another situation. Now our world is topsy-turvy, and it's going to be that way again and again, whether it's climate change or water shortages or pandemics. And while we had this huge pandemic of COVID-19, there have been other pandemics going on, like not pandemics, there have been other epidemics going on, like swine flu and bird flu, and there have been places which are suffering from these as well in the middle of all this. And this is just because we are all too close to each other, and so the population is too dense. But if we already 7.8 billion is too dense, but if we raise 70 billion plus animals in close confinement for food, then obviously diseases are going to spread from animals to humans. And this current pandemic was spread through a wet market, which is like a big sign of what we need to do. And then on top of that, so many meat packaging units all over the world have stopped just because their workers got the COVID-19 and couldn't work anymore. So this shows us that, like, if we go into eating and living the way we were not designed to eat and live, then our future is like this, and we have a choice. We can control our future.
So basically, what you mean to say is factory farming and all other forms of animal interaction, especially for food, are playing a huge role in such pandemics, not only now, for the last many years.
True. I mean, also the past pandemics, if you look into the history of pandemics, most of them have originated from animals in our food chain, and others have originated from wild animals coming too close to us. So I'm, as a vegan, against zoos and circuses and all kinds of things where we confine and make other species behave in abnormal ways as well. Every species needs to live according to what nature, God designed for them, and so do we. And now everything is topsy-turvy. Right?
That's right.
That's what I just want to add, that when we say that veganism is a fad or a diet, actually it is a lifestyle. It is something, being compassionate not only just to your own self, but so many other species, which no diet speaks about when people talk about different diets. It's just veganism, or you say plant-based diet, is not a diet which people think this is a new diet. It is just a new lifestyle, a compassionate lifestyle.
Right. So, based on what I just heard, if we have to leave animal interactions behind or keep them to minimum, is the plant-based lifestyle the future? What do you think, Dr. Nandita?
Well, personally, I feel the future of the world is vegan, and there are a lot of other people who feel that as well, which is why there are so many new vegan products coming up. Now, vegan products in the sense of replacements for dairy or meat or whatever. And honestly, that's only because of conditioning that we need a replacement. Personally, I don't often use dairy replacements or meat replacements, but people need them. And therefore, it's really good that now we have Beyond Meat and so many other things coming, and all kinds of dairy replacers, even in Bangalore. And we know that we can make ice creams and pizzas, and Just Be's making so many of these things. We know that we can make everything if we want to, right?
What do you say, Nidhi? Serving a completely whole food plant-based menu, is plant-based here to stay? Is it the future?
Absolutely. And it is going to happen. Maybe it's just on its way, but this is what is going to happen. I keep getting so many calls from so many restaurateurs and saying, Nidhi, we want to make it vegan. And I feel so happy that they want to convert during this pandemic. There's so many people who have reached out and they want to convert it. And I'm so happy about that the world is going to change. There is future for next generation and the next generation once we make this drastic change into our. And I would say that what I learned, Dr. Nandita, during the 21 days during our cooking classes was, and I see that there are so many cooking classes happening every day. That has made me open the restaurant, because it was a belief that we can convert anything. We really don't need to have dairy to make a food tasty, or to have meat, or or honey as a sweetener. We don't need any of these things. Our food, actually, we have not missed anything in so many years. In the last 4 years, or even in my cafe, people come, oh really? There is no oil and there is no milk in this. They don't believe it. So I think there's nothing difficult to make a change. It's very, very simple. The difficulty is here in the mind. The minute we change that, we are there. And I really hope to see the world vegan one day.
Yes, to our younger audience, many of whom we see are trying their hand at being entrepreneurs in the plant-based world. Many of them feel very passionately they have been vegan activists in the past, or they're still vegan activists, but now they want to contribute to the society more by giving people options, not only in terms of food, but in terms of something like leather shoes and stuff. So what is your message? How do you think these people should go about finding new opportunities and executing them? Entrepreneurship opportunities in the vegan world.
I'm not 100% sure of that, but I really believe that if someone is vegan and passionate about veganism, then if they have a job like, some bank work or some IT work, they're not going to be motivated, right? Because we are all so passionate about what we do. And so I really feel that there's so much opportunity. It's like you can't even imagine the opportunity. Like someone's made pineapple leather and someone's made leather out of mushrooms. So if we make up our mind to make that shift, then we can actually switch to a different kind of job. And I know it's very scary, because like you have a well-paying job and then suddenly you realize that you're a misfit in that job. But how do you leave that job? Because honestly, to start something new and be an entrepreneur, you need, first of all, capital. And second of all, you need to have that feeling that whatever happens, like money isn't the only thing. This is something I really want to do in this lifetime. So I feel that it's a journey. Maybe we need more people who help entrepreneurs reach that point. But I think everyone should do it. I just feel so bad for people to be stuck in a job which doesn't serve any purpose in the larger picture of the world, if they really want to be a vegan advocate. And so even I feel that even if you're doing vegan advocacy for free, that's fine, if it can be your full-time profession. But if you have to do, if you're stuck in a job all day, when what you want to do is be a vegan advocate, then it's really difficult. And I know that so many young people really want to find meaning and purpose in their life. And so they are looking at how they can do more vegan activism through entrepreneurship.
I'm sure what you are doing through your organization itself is inspiring hundreds of people. I know some of them personally. What's your take on this, Nidhi? What do you think of your journey, and what's your advice to young people who want to be plant-based entrepreneurs?
I think it's a great opportunity to reconnect with ourselves and do something very purposeful. And that's what I feel, that I found my purpose in life, and maybe there's a little bit of less money and, whether it's more money, but it's so satisfying at the end of the day. And I think, anybody starting this kind of business or work, other vegan entrepreneurs or businesses, how we can all get together and support each other and grow each other. And that's what is needed, because and that's what we will grow, how we all will grow. One vegan person advocating the other one and the other one doing it. And that's where how the whole community will grow. I think it is possible, and we all are doing that. We just can't keep it to ourselves. We all are so interconnected in some way or the other that it is happening, and it will grow.
Yeah. Having said that, Dr. Nandita, do you think there is any mentorship platform in India, or there is a need for one which can guide young people so that they can make a mark in this direction?
Well, yes and no, in the sense that, since there's so much diversity in what you can do as a vegan entrepreneur, whether it's clothing or food or just education. I think education is so important as well. So there's so much that you can do as a vegan entrepreneur that no one person can be a mentor for all these things. And having said that, I'm really proud of the training programs that we've had, because so many people have joined our facilitator training program or cooking instructor training program, and we are doing really well through that as well, and spreading the message. Whatever, I think that whatever is we have to use the whatever are our real high skills. For example, I'm a doctor and I'm spreading veganism through medicine, or Nidhi through her creativity and through her passion for hospitality, or someone else may have a passion. I think even someone who has skills in IT can really do something to spread veganism. So any skills anywhere you can do it, but you just need to find that niche and just push it. And you know what, the universe is just helping us, because sometimes I'm so amazed at how we are growing so fast, just because I think it's divine help, really. I think it's divine, because this is what the world needs.
We all hope it continues that way.
And I totally agree with Dr. Nandita. It is the divine. A movie like Game Changer came and changed so many games in so many people's life, so that is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can be a filmmaker and spread the message. You can be a songwriter and spread the message. Doesn't matter. You can do it, Anybody can do it if they want to.
Or even just, if you are just a homemaker and cook this kind of food and just serve it to people for them to realize that we can make a plant-based food so delicious, and let people believe that the food can be so delicious. That's just as simple as that. Yeah.
So talking about game changers, Dr. Nandita, what's your favorite documentary? And also another question on the side, that you have inspired so many people, including Nidhi, and Jaspreet was born out of it. Who are your inspirations?
Okay. I personally love game changers, but I'm not an athlete, and so I would recommend a movie like Forks Over Knives because it's about health, But Game Changers is something that changes everyone's mind, so I love it too. And there's so many really fabulous movies as well. And you were asking another question, that who has inspired me, and honestly, there were so many people. I can't even tell you. Like, first, my father was the one who understood about the dairy industry in our house. So he brought it there in, and then he learned it from Beauty Without Cruelty, which is a fabulous organization in Pune, which spreads this kind of, they are also vegan organization. And then I went to learn more to the US, and I went to Farm Sanctuary, and I was highly inspired by that. And meanwhile, though, I have to say, I read some books, and the first book Reversing Heart Disease by Dee Ornish, and that inspired me a lot. And then, because my brother lives in Washington, D.C., I stumbled upon PCRM and read Dr. Neal Barnard's books. And while I was there, I also attended some, smaller events by PETA. And honestly, Ingrid Newkirk from PETA inspires me so much, because I don't think that there's 1 second of her day when she does anything else but work for animals. And I think Dr. Neal Barnard is the same. And then, Dr. John McDougall, whose books I read, and finally he also came to India, and so did Dr. Neal Barnard. So these are really my inspiration. So many books, so many books. I just haven't mentioned everything. And films as well, but honestly, I started way before the films came out. So I have to talk more about books and people.
Right. The names you mentioned continue to inspire people, and will continue to do so for a long, long time to come. Now, Jaspreet is completing 3 years.
I do want to,
Yeah.
So I really want to mention a few really, organizations which I believe are really moving forward, and those are Vegan Outreach and Mercy for Animals and DXE. And of course, Animal Liberation Front, which is not so much in the front right now, but all these amazing organizations, because it's easy to sit back and talk, but really doing it day and night, these are the organizations that have done that.
Right. They're making the world a better place, for sure. So Jaspreet will be completing 3 years now. You have been to Jaspreet. What do you think about Jaspreet's food? And what's your message for Jaspreet? What should we be doing more going forward? What's your message for us?
I think that Jaspreet's food is amazing, and it's really great that someone can walk into Jaspreet and also have a whole plant-based meal. And if we want this to grow, there are two ways to grow it, because everyone doesn't need to go whole plant-based, because people are in it for environment or health or animals. And even if they're into it for animals, they should be able to get something and forget about health and just relax. And I think Just Be does all of that. So, it caters to different groups of people as well. So that's something really nice. And what should be my message for Just Be? Well, I know that Just Be wants to spread. And so I wish that Just Be has many more franchises all over India, so that, this message can spread in so many ways, right? And also it would be great that, like if we put a little bit of information on every menu, or, I mean, that's just my thought. It need not be done, but put a little bit of information on every menu, or, around the restaurant, so people also learn why they are doing this, slowly.
We are doing some of that through our cooking classes and our outreach sessions.
True.
But when you have a thought, rest assured, Just Be listens.
Yes.
We take your thoughts very seriously. So whatever you say is going to come.
We will bring the change now. We're working on the new menu, and we will bring it. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much, Dr. Nandita.
Thank you for all that you do, and wish you a very happy birthday, and Just Be also a very happy birthday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.